Good morning, student. In last video, you see the private sector enterprises. So today we will discuss the forms of public sector enterprises. So there are three type of public sector enterprises: departmental undertaking, statutory corporation, and the government company. So first of all, we will discuss the departmental undertaking. So departmental undertaking basically a public sector enterprises run as a department of the government, and it is managed by ministry concerned, right? So the features of the departmental undertaking are as under. So before explaining the features, I would like to give two examples, which is a departmental undertaking. One is railway and second is post and telegram department. Both are departmental undertaking under the government and both are run by ministry concerned. So first feature is formation. The formation of the departmental undertaking is very easy. There is no need of registration, just we want approval from the government. Second is ownership. The ownership of the public sector enterprises lies in the hand of the government, right? Management. All the management of the public sector departmental undertaking is in the hand of the government, and all the affairs are managed by the ministry concerned. Fourth feature is financing. All the financial need basically fulfilled by the government. Appointments, the employees who are working in the departmental undertaking are appointed on the basis of tests. These tests are UPSC and SSB, Staff Selection Board. Okay. Sixth point is no separate existence. It means departmental undertaking does not have any property on its own name, and so that's why no separate existence. All the property is on the name of the government, and government is the ultimate owner of the departmental undertaking. So no separate existence. Seventh is administrative autonomy. There is no separate autonomy because there is strict control of the government. There is strict control of the government, and regular interference of the political parties, or you can say government, are involved in this. Okay, so there is no administrative autonomy. Student, now we will discuss merits. Student, merits are as under. First merit is easy formation. So public sector undertaking or departmental undertaking, you can say, easily formed. There is no formalities of the registration, just government approval is needed. Okay. So effective control. There is effective control because ministry concerned is regularly supervise the departmental undertaking, and ministry concerned is accountable. Okay, and performance report or budgets are prepared and approved by the government. Increase in government income. Actually, the income of the departmental undertaking is added to the income of the government, and so it is increment in the government income. Decrease in tax burden. Decrease in tax burden. Basically, government imposes the tax on the public to meet out the expenditure of that departmental undertaking. But now government imposes the taxes on the income of the departmental undertaking, so the less burden goes to the public. Okay? Easy financing. So there is no problem of getting the finance because all the financial need is fulfilled by the government. Proper utilization of the fund. There is a strict control of the government or ministry concerned. That's why the working of the departmental undertaking is very efficient and there is a proper utilization of the fund. Student, now there is certain limitations which we are going to discuss. First is lack of prompt action. So there is more interference of the government. So that's why important decisions will not be taken easily. So there is a delay for the action. Lack of flexibility. Lack of flexibility. So there is lack of flexibility. The rules which is prepared by the government or which is made by the government cannot be altered easily because government pressure is more. Lack of incentive. The power of the head of the department are more, but in actual there is very less power in the hand of the ministry concerned. So there is no incentive to increase the income of the departmental undertaking, or there is no feeling to create the competition. Okay? So there is no intention about the losses of the departmental undertaking. No effort is there. Lack of competitive feelings. If the departmental undertaking faces the losses on the regular basis, then there is no feeling how to meet out the losses because there is no incentive, no intention given to the employees concerned. Increase in tax burden. If there is a loss in the departmental undertaking, then ultimate tax burden is on the public, right? More critical interference in departmental undertaking. Ministry concerns regularly interfere the working on the departmental undertaking, and the officers which are involved in the departmental undertaking or which run the departmental undertaking will not be able to take any decision or any action without getting the permission of the government. So that's why regular interference will disturb the working of the departmental undertaking. Red tapeism. Red tapeism means there is a delay in a work. So there is a corruption in the departmental undertaking and work is always still pending. So these are certain limitations of the departmental undertaking. I hope you understand well. Next video we will meet again. See the video and listen carefully. Thank you.